So now I think it's time to get right into it. Let's do our keys to the game. Mike, you want to start us off?
I'll start us off. And I hate to keep going back to Kennesaw in the run game, but this is really what we're going to see today. Two dominant run games, but Kennesaw, obviously, the more prestigious group. And, Matt, it's really the triple option, but more so Chandler Burks, the leading rusher for Kennesaw State, 113 rush attempts for 547 yards. For me, you can't let him get outside. Can Monmouth contain him today? What do you think, Matt?
Well, I think that's a major key. As you said, trying to stop the quarterback of a triple option team is probably one of the hardest things to do. We see it all the time with Keenan Reynolds over at Navy, had a great college career there. So I think for Monmouth, one thing that I really like about them is their front seven. I think their front seven, including Darnell Leslie, who's now 7th in terms of all-time sack leaders, I think they could really sort of force some pressure and sort of disrupt that rhythm that Eddie talked about when he was on with you guys of just that sort of three-option play of, it confuses the defense more than anything, but I think Monmouth has a veteran crew in their front seven that's going to be really good at stopping their run.
I think the thing to keep in mind, though, is, and sorry to cut you off.
It's okay, go ahead.
Kennesaw's not going to go up top on you. So if you could stop the triple option, they're not going to, use a play action and go down the field 50, 60 yards. They have a lot of small, quick, fast receivers that are going to run crossing routes, slants. That's the way this team gets down the field. They're going to pick and pop. Matt, I know you know this from our broadcast. I always like to compare to a professional team, and Kennesaw reminds me a lot of the Buffalo Bills, really any Rex Ryan run team. 3 yards here, 3 yards there. We're going to work you throughout the game, run down that defense, and I think that's what Kennesaw is going to try to do today. Matt, you seem to think that Monmouth's going to be able to contain.
Absolutely, and going off of what you were saying with Darnell Leslie being the 7th all-time with sacks, you have Manny Marigato, who's leading the Hawks right now with 5.5 on the season. You also have Peyton Minich, who has 46 tackles and 5.5 for a loss. I'm looking for big games from them to really shut down Chandler Burks at quarterback.
Yeah, and one thing to also talk about is we're talking so much about Kennesaw State and their run game and how important it is to stop them. Monmouth leads them in terms of time of possession. Monmouth has 33 minutes in terms of time of possession compared to 27 for Kennesaw State. So let's not shed no light on Levon Chaney and what he's done this year for the Hawks in terms of running the football.
And the Hawks are fun fact for you guys, Hawks are 4-1 all time, for the season when we lead in time of possession. So if we can control time of possession, I think that's a huge key to this game as well.
Well, you read my mind there, Tony Wynn, because that was one of my keys to the game is for time of possession, because really when Monmouth is able to establish a run game, Levon Chaney, Cody Williams, Zach Welch, you really could sort of dominate the game, slowly move the way up the field, because I think one of the most underrated things in college football is the ability to have a 10-play, 15-play drive that really sort of debilitates that defense, gets them really tired out there, on their heels. That's going to be a main key not only for Monmouth's defense but also Kennesaw's defense to really sort of stay, ready and on the field and on your toes, because they're going to get tired out there pretty fast with the run attack.
Absolutely, especially when you have Reggie White Jr. and Darren Ambush as two wide receivers that are very dangerous if you leave them by themselves. And as well as having the backfield, you have Levon, Welch, and Ed Royds.
And Matt kind of hinted at it too. Cody Williams, don't count him out of the running game. He is the quarterback, of course, but when he gets outside the pocket, he's very dangerous. He has the ability to get outside, run for 5-10 yards, pick up that first down, and then, of course, as Tony Lynn said, always go to Reggie White Jr. on the outside. So Monmouth, they have their own source of running game. It's not as powerful up the middle as Eddie said. Charleston Southern, they like to spread it out with their triple option. Kennesaw State, they like to get up the field, go north-south. So Monmouth has their own sort of option, and don't be surprised if Monmouth pulls that out today.
Absolutely. I think another big key to this game is the fans and how loud they're going to get. They need that 12th man today. I think they really need the support of Monmouth University behind them and supporting them fully, because this is the last game at Kessler Field as it is.
Well, I'll say this is no CenturyLink Field. They're not going to have the biggest advantage, but this is an opportunity for Monmouth to start getting fans here in preparation for next year.
Absolutely.
Well, to make one quick point about Cody Williams, I think he's going to be probably one of the key players of this game. Couple runs by Levon Chaney. It's going to set up big third down conversions that he's ran into all season, and his ability to sort of develop himself and convert on those long third downs is really going to be the difference maker on whether or not Monmouth stays on the field and then goes down and scores. So I think Cody Williams is the X factor today for Monmouth.
Absolutely. Well, guys, Here are our keys to the game. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're going to talk a little bit about our predictions later, but
Yeah.
I think Matt hit on it exactly. It's a lot about the quarterback play today. What could Cody
Absolutely.
Williams do?
Absolutely.